Oris is celebrating 25 years of its existence as Oris Magazine, Days of Oris, and Oris House of Architecture. A quarter of a century must be celebrated in a high tone, and in the world of architecture there is no more fitting occasion than to include the winners of the Pritzker Prize to lead the celebration. Therefore, the idea for the Pritzker Winners for Oris 25 exhibition was born. Oris started as a magazine for architecture, conceived in 1998 by a group of architects and artists from Croatia. Andrija Rusan, Vera Grimer, Ante Nikša Bilić, Tadej Glažar, Sanja Filip, Damir Fabijanić, Ante Rašić had the ambitious idea of creating a comprehensive magazine about architecture that would serve as a source of knowledge and inspiration for all lovers of architecture in Croatia and beyond. Soon after the magazine began to be published, architect Maroje Mrduljaš joined the founding editorial team. Little did they know that their passion project would eventually develop into a series of different cultural formats with admirable public outreach. In the last quarter of a century, Oris has created a unique culture of presentation, discussion, and promotion of architecture on a previously unknown level in Southeast Europe.
Evo, prošlo je 25 godina od naše avanture s Orisom, koji evo, kad smo kretali nismo mogli vjerovati, mislili smo da će biti možda 2-3 broja, pa to je to. I iza toga je krasno razdoblje bilo što smo nakon toga počeli raditi dane Orisa, koji su uvijek u jesenskim danima, i nakon toga je kao, ajmo recimo, kulminacija svega je ova Oris kuća arhitekture, koja je u stvari siže svih tih naših nastojanja da napravimo neko prostor gdje bi se moglo pričati kritički o arhitekturi, o životu i općenito.
The result? 126 issues of Oris magazine, 22 editions of Days of Oris in Zagreb, in addition to Days of Oris in other cities in the region, many monographs and books published, and finally, the opening of the House of Architecture Gallery in Zagreb, with a program consisting of exhibitions, lectures, and presentations of books on architecture. If we look back with a dose of nostalgia, but also pride, at the past 25 years, we can perhaps say Days of Oris as a manifestation in Zagreb's Lisinski Concert Hall, with the usual auditorium of over 2,000 visitors and the most prominent architects from the world as presenters, embodied that quantum leap of cultural progress at the turn of the millennium in transitional Croatia. Oris has managed to attract to Zagreb many highly respected international architects who were already Pritzker laureates or became so after visiting Zagreb. The Pritzker Prize is the most important award in the field of architecture, awarded to a living architect whose built work has produced consistent and significant contributions to humanity through the art of architecture. The international prize, awarded each year to a living architect, was established by the Pritzker family of Chicago through their Hyatt Foundation in 1979. In this context, the celebration of 25 years of Oris in the form of an exhibition with the works of the Pritzker Prize laureates represents another undertaking of Oris promoting the most valuable architectural achievements in the world. A great idea had to be turned into reality, so Andrija Rusan and Ana Gajski invited the Pritzker laureates to choose the work that best represents them for the Pritzker Winners for Oris 25 exhibition. The exhibition took place in the Oris House of Architecture, and the hosts were very excited and nervous about whether everything would go according to plan.
Posebice je bilo logistički komplicirano dobiti sve te makete, paziti na transport i na osiguranje, tu su i vrijedne skice i vrijedni nacrti i posudba iz drugih institucija, tako da stvarno mreža je tu suradnika i institucija koji su svi radili da ova izložba uspije i evo da smo sad večeras tu.
Many chose the drawing as a medium, which most directly illustrates the basic idea of the project. Japanese architect Toyo Ito felt playful when he drew a special drawing dedicated to the exhibition. He also sent 12 analytical and conceptual drawings for the development of the competition entry Mina no Mori Gifu Media Cosmos. The most distinctive feature of the library are the 11 giant globes suspended from the roof. They not only organically define the different zones for reading, resting, and study, but also play an essential role in the building's overall sustainability performance. Shigeru Ban suggested that his and Voluntary Architects' Network Paper Partition System, or PPS, for shelters be shown at the exhibition. This is a simple partition system to ensure privacy for inhabitants and has been used in numerous evacuation centers in regions hit by disasters. The exhibit is the one unit of PPS built in Paris for Ukrainian refugees in March of 2022.
Japan od svih zemalja koje su koji su arhitekti dobijali Pritzkerovu nagradu, ih ima najviše. I to su vrlo različiti arhitekti, a svaki od njih je posebna priča. Ono što je posebno u radu Shigeru Bana je njegov socijalni angažman. Znači, pored toga što njegova arhitektura ima ono što se u arhitekturi uvijek očekuje, tu je i estetika, tu je i funkcionalnost, tu su i drugi aspekti koje arhitektura mora da ima da bi bila arhitektura, ali kod njega socijalni angažman i ta svijest o tome da se treba hitno i brzo raditi na visokom nivou za potrebe onima kojih arhitektura zaista treba biti i više od arhitekture, to je ono što bih ja istakao kao najvažnije u Banovom dijelu.
Pritzker laureate with whom Oris established close cooperation is Tadao Ando, and which resulted in the monograph Transcending Oppositions, Tadao Ando's Recent Works. For the exhibition, Tadao Ando chose a highly significant project of remodeling the Bourse de Commerce in Paris for the Pinot collection, which he shows through drawings and photographs of the completed gallery. Ando also sent an almost poetic text about the relationship between old and new architecture. Within the passage of eternal time, the light will elevate those conflicts into dialogue, connecting the past to the present and into the future. Álvaro Siza is one of the laureates with whom Oris has a long and fruitful relationship. The crown of this wonderful cooperation is the Chapel of the Transfiguration of the Lord project within the park of the Baroque Miljana Castle in Croatian Zagorje. The chapel represents the first work of one of the Pritzker laureates in Croatia. The project was presented at the exhibition with the author's sketches and photographs of the built chapel, and for the days of Oris 21, a special film about the chapel was made and premiered at the manifestation. The opening of the Pritzker for Oris exhibition was very well attended despite the summer rain in mid-June. Among the guests were many interesting faces from the world of architecture, as well as young, curious lovers of art and design. And for the new face of art in neighboring Bosnia and Herzegovina, the Italian architect Renzo played a key role. He designed the preliminary architectural project of the Ars Aevi Museum Center in Sarajevo. A model of the Ars Aevi Museum Center in Sarajevo is displayed at the exhibition.
Renzo je jedan od najvećih živih arhitekata. Sam njegov pristup u toj nevjerojatnoj lakoći projektiranja i postojanja u smislu arhitektonskog stvaralaštva je nas fascinirao u momentu kad smo počeli saradnju na projektu Muzeja suvremene umjetnosti u Sarajevu, gdje smo imali priliku da zajedno s njim sedimo, razgovaramo o tom projektu u njegovom birovu u Genovi i tu se osjetila ta zaista, pa mogu slobodno reći, nepodnošljiva lakoća arhitektonskog postojanja.
U sklopu samog projekta nalazi se i most koji je Renzo poklonio Sarajevu, to je čuveni most Renza i koji je u stvari simbolično povezao dvije strane Miljacke i završio se u tom objektu suvremene umjetnosti, u stvari muzej suvremene umjetnosti na drugoj strani Miljacke.
Another Pritzker Prize winner has influenced art in the region. In the beautiful town of Bled in Slovenia, David Chipperfield designed the Lach Contemporary Museum. The exhibition shows 3 sketches by the author for the development of the museum.
David Chipperfield zaista spada u grupu najboljih arhitekata koje znamo. Njegov pristup je specifičan, site-specific, kako bi rekli v engleskom. Znači uvažava kulturu, povijest, kontekst kraja, toposa, genius loci. Svaka kuća je drugačija, po tome je interesantan, naravno po tome je kvalitetni.
Luis Barragán is known for his minimalist yet sensuous treatment of space, color, and landscape. The Mexican architect masterfully merged innovative international currents with local traditions. The Barragán Foundation sent photos of 2 projects for the exhibition. The planning of the residential subdivisions of Las Arboledas and Los Clubes north of Mexico City can be seen in the light of Luis Barragán's fondness for riding, as they explicitly supported a lifestyle oriented to closeness to nature. Alejandro Aravena's office deals with a critical global problem: the lack of housing for South America's poorest parts of the population. The model on display presents his intention to produce essential homes using an open system, enabling families to build by themselves and quickly.
Alessandro Aravena jedan je istaknuti član u plejadi čileanskih arhitekata. I njegova posebna odlika je njegov socijalni angažman, gdje je razvio sistem stanovanja sa osnovnim strukturama koje onda sami stanovnici mogu dalje graditi po svojim potrebama. Osim što naravno gradi sjajne druge stvari koje arhitekt kao zadaće dobiva, to je eto ta jedna baš njegova posebnost zbog kojega moramo i želimo ocijeniti, pogotovo u današnje doba.
Sverre Fehn was considered a poetic modernist. Villa Schreiner in Oslo is one of Fehn's most celebrated works, considered an icon of Nordic modernism. Fehn called Villa Schreiner an homage au Japon and described its relationship to the site as an act of unparalleled brutality. The model presented at the exhibition was made by Fehn's office and students at the Oslo School of Architecture and Design. Hans Hollein was one of the most influential architects of our times. He was active in Vienna's global avant-garde scene in the early 60s, creating artworks, installations, and manifestos. From that period is a drawing in the exhibition showing the ambiguity of scale and objects of utopian architecture. Glenn Murcutt has sent for the exhibition 24 drawings representing his conversations with the client and the builders of Culpen House in New South Wales, currently under construction. Pritzker Prize is awarded to a living architect whose built work has produced consistent and significant contributions to humanity through the art of architecture, and that definition very well outlines the work and contribution of all laureates. Many Pritzker winners pushed the profession's boundaries and were involved in the social aspects of housing for low-income people and in educating new generations of architects, either as teachers or through work in their offices. The exhibition was a great success. Over a carefree glass of wine, people socialized for hours and talked about the exhibit and architecture in general. We consider it a truly special honor when, from all over the world, from Latin America all the way to East Asia, you are trusted to exhibit the works and memories of the world's best architects. Our small but strong local community enthusiastically embraced the Pritzker for Oris 25 exhibition. We would like to thank them once again for their trust.